The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, what do you mean no data, and or future. Oops. Just throw stuff around, Ron. It's okay. No one's watching anyway. Hello, my name is Ron Second. Welcome to the program for this 14th day of August 2025. We are early today because I have an appointment later on this afternoon and have to make sure that we're all done by 1 o'clock. So it's only a single game today despite the doubleheader start time, 11:30 Eastern. We normally do this live at noon. However, today, because of that, we do present the Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians. The Red Sox, with 2 weeks to go in the season, find themselves one game behind the New York Yankees, who somehow, some way, maybe that 22-3 win over the Tigers yesterday is one of those reasons, find themselves, the Red Sox, by the way, find themselves one game in front of the juggernaut that is the New York Yankees. Cleveland, as we get ready for the last 2 weeks of the season, is still within 5 games of first place. Cleveland, of course, the 54 American League champions, and remain good throughout the remainder of the 50s. The Red Sox were a decent team in the late 50s. They were above 500. Ted Williams, I believe, hit 388 and 57 or something like that, or 58. However, they just never really had the pitching to contend, except for this year, where they are right in the thick of it. So that's the setup for you from Cleveland, Ohio. It is the Red Sox and the Indians. Bob Feller goes for the Indians next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1958. Today, from Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it is the Cleveland Indians and the Boston Red Sox. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalToDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave and Vinny today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Rapid Robert Feller on the mound today. Jeremiah, how are you? And Greg, how are you? 357 at off year for Williams. That's true. That would be the bizarre thing. Feller gets the start for Cleveland. They are 76 and 64. This is game 141 for them, so around 13 left on their dance card. Game 142 for Boston, so they have 12 scheduled games left. And they are one game behind the Yankees. Bob Feller is making his, well, he'll get one more start. If you remember, we had to use him in an emergency situation. So 2-1 his record, a 2.53 ERA for the grizzled veteran Rapid Robert Feller. He still throws that fastball at 90 and is a ground ball pitcher. Been available all year. I don't think they used him, though, off and on. His last appearance was September 9th, so 6 days ago. This was not, came out of the pen because he only went 4 2/3 and a 4-3 win, 51 pitches, a hit, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Glad you're doing well. How you doing, Steve? So Steve has therapied a bit, but he can watch until then. 53 1/3 for Bob, 38 hits, 17 runs, 15 earned. He's allowed 5 home runs. He's walked 24 and struck out 20. And this will be the lineup the Red Sox send, and I am playing the Red Sox. Gene Mauch, future manager of America, at second will lead off. Billy Klaus at short will bat second. Ted Williams in left will go third. Mickey Vernon with a V is at first. He will clean up. Jackie Jensen is in right field. He'll bat fifth. This is a pretty good lineup for Boston. Jimmy Pearsall in center will go sixth. Ted Lepsio at third, batting seventh. Slammin' Sammy White behind the plate goes eighth. And Rudy Monarson, that sounds like something you would put on your skin to stop itching, doesn't it? Gets his first start of the year. He is 26 and will bat ninth. And Feller can go as long as Bob Feller wants to go. Darn it. Defensively for Cleveland, Joe Caffey, Caffie, is in left. He is a 6 and a 4. He is a call-up. Jim Busby, a 9 and a 7 in center. And Rocky Colavito, a 6 and a 9 in right. Al Smith plays third, which he hasn't done in this replay, at least on camera. He's a 4 there. Chico Carrasquel a 6 and a 7 at short. Bobby Avila a 6 and a 6 at second. And another future Twins manager, Sam Mealy. You got 2 future Minnesota Twins managers, Gene Mauch and Sam Mealy, going at it today. Sam is a 5 at first. Jim Hegan a 9 and an 8 behind the plate, and Bob Feller is a 2 with a .909 fielding percentage. So that's a setup for you on this Saturday afternoon. 74 degrees, clear skies. The wind's blowing right to left at 8. Mauch 1 for 5 on the replay. 320 in real life with an RBI. Gene has a single and a run scored. And Feller starts the ball game with a base hit to center field. So Mauch will reach on the single. And then I'll bring up Billy Klaus, who's at 244, 7 homers and 60 RBI. So be curious as we go through these last 2 weeks, which of the cups of coffee that will be called up, such as Mauch and Mealy and all that, will be the better players to get somebody to the World Series to face the Brooklyn Dodgers. Pitch to Klaus, Billy pops it up. Avila comes in a couple steps, makes the catch, and there's one out for Ted Williams. Theodore Samuel is hitting .304, 20 homers and 73 RBI. A matchup that has gone back nearly a generation, Feller versus Williams. How you doing, Big Dave? And Barb, how are you? Barb is learning Strat and playing against the stinking Dodgers. Pitch to Williams, struck him out. Feller got the better of that matchup, a 2-2 that Williams chased. He looks at the bat like there wasn't supposed to be a hole there. You missed it, Ted. It's okay. Mickey Vernon hitting .268, 8 homers and 48 RBI. I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Vernon into right field. Back goes Colavito. That's well hit, but Rocky will play it off the wall. Mauch around third will score with a throw. Vernon has a double, and the Red Sox go up 1-0. For Jackie Jensen, who I think if the Red Sox do win the American League, you got to give serious consideration as the MVP. He's hitting .293, 23 homers and 103 RBI. Kent, how you doing? Vernon on second. There's a ground ball to Sam. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will do. Red Sox get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first here in Cleveland. Boston 1. Here comes the Indians. So Rudy Minarson, the only start he made in 1956 was here. Potato Head. Okay. Dave is working to watch it. Do you work for Norfolk Southern, or is that just a hobby? Steve says Feller struck out 15 in his debut at 17 years old. Yeah, Feller was remarkable. Rudy is 26, a fly ball plus pitcher. Fastball at 87. In his real life, down the last 2 weeks, he made 1 start, which would be this one. 1-0, which tells me that they won this game. 9 2/3, a 2.79 ERA, 7 hits, a home run. He walked 8 and struck out 4. Oh, okay. So David works for a large orthopedic company in Nashville. He worked with the Titans at all? I knew that the rail fanning was a hobby, but I wasn't sure if that was one could do the other. And Kent's listening from work, too. Joe Caffey, 1 for 6 on the replay, hitting .167. Bobby Avila will bat second and play second. Al Smith, as we said, at third for this one, will bat third. Sam Mealy cleans up for Cleveland at first base. I guess Sam had a temper on him from what I've read. Rocky Colavito in right will bat 5th. Jim Busby in center will go 6th. Carrasquel at short, batting 7th. Jim Hegan behind the plate bats 8th. Bob Feller on the mound batting 9th. And Minarson could give you about 5 innings. I would think 90 pitches. Defensively for Boston, Ted Lepsio, a 3 at third. Billy Klaus, a 4 and a 3 at short. Gene Mauch is a 7 and a 2 at second. Mickey Vernon, a 7 at first. Ted Williams, a 4 and a 4 at left. Jimmy Pearsall, a 9 and an 8 in center. Jackie Jensen, a 7 and a 7 in right. Sammy White, who walked off the last time with the Red Sox on, an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Menarson is a 2 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. We are the ortho for the Titans. That's cool. I handle all the electronic billing and see all the Titan claims when I'm working. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Caffey 1 for 6. He has singled, struck out, and scored twice. Up the middle, right to front of Pearsall, and Jimmy won't dive, and so the Indians get a base hit. Here is Avila, Bobby at 227, 7 homers and 40 RBI. Did you grow up in the Nashville area? There's a bunt down to Menarson, throws to Mauch covering, and Avila is retired. So 1 on, 1 out for Al Smith, hitting 2 assists. Outcome box is not looking good for the Red Sox. Smith at 260, 7 homers and 52 RBI. Caffey on second, fly ball shallow right. Jensen comes in, will make the catch for the out. Dave asked me for this park, and in my folder, because you kind of wondered why it took me a minute to do it. I've got like 20 pictures of Cleveland Municipal Stadium, so I had to open up the game, find out which one I was using, because I don't remember these things, and then find the right one. Sam Mealy at 170, a home run and 8 RBI. Oh, born in Virginia. Moved here in a year and a half. There could be 40,000 people in this place, Greg, and it would look empty. It worked for the Browns. It worked for the Browns, and I don't know, we don't have our Indian, Todd B. and Tim. It's his birthday today. Tribe fan. Would tell you better how it worked for baseball. Mealy in the center. Pearsall will make the catch, and that will do. Indians get a hit, leave a runner on after 1-0 Boston. Oh, you're more than welcome for the picture, but there's got to be, I must have 400 in that folder. 76, yeah, seated 76, 78,000 for both sports. A little less for baseball because those black seats you see in center field would have been the batter's eye, and they would have been sold. That's the dog pound for the Browns, and today would be the right end zone if you're watching the Browns on telly. Jimmy Pearsall at 267, 14 homers and 70 RBI. Yeah, Steve, he went there in the 80s, and it was massive. They claim it was built for the 32 Olympics. But the 32 Olympics had already been awarded to Los Angeles. I'm not sure if they were looking for... Then they wouldn't have given the Olympics to the States 2 times in a row. Maybe 1940, which obviously was canceled for World War II. Pitch to Pearsall. There's a ground ball to Chico. Carrasquel over to first, and Jimmy's retired. I mean, the place was huge. Ted Lepsio at 250, 11 homers and 36 RBI. Worked for football. That was just an all-time classic NFL stadium. Up the middle, Carrasquel cuts it off. Quick throw to first, and Ted is out on the bang-banger, 2 out. Sammy White at 239, 5 homers and 62 RBI. Feller deals. Ground ball to Chico. Long throw from the hole. Retires White, and that will do. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half down. Boston 1, Cleveland nothing. You too, Barb. Unfortunately not. Sadly, they only have the Cowboys and the Bills here in Toronto. Now, because you live in Canada, eh? So, do you still get American television in Toronto? Or is that all blacked on Sundays because of CTV? Simsub. Colavito at 269, 19 homers and 51 RBI. Fly ball, center field, Klaus rather, 1 out. Used to be those channels went in through the clear and you could watch the programs either on Canadian television or American television with the appropriate commercials. But the CTV television network decided that they were losing too much money by having you watch, let's say, the Super Bowl on an American television station. So they blocked them for that. So what they do is you get the ads that would have been on the CTV broadcast. That's my best Lloyd Robertson, by the way. CTV News. Now, that's the kind of day it's been. So you get the Canadian ads on the American stations, essentially. Busby at 237, 12 homers and 59 RBI. Popped up, left side, Lepsio on the grass, 2 out. All the time. Yeah, that's too bad. Steve got a foul ball there off the bat. Hard hitting Mark Winton. Oh, yeah. Well, Wide Sports hasn't been on in a long time, and the CBS Sports Spectacular is rare. There was a time, and I'm sure this was the case when you got the Buffalo channels on cable or just over Lake Ontario. Carrascal, 236, 14 homers and 61 RBI. The Montreal American stations, WPTC Channel 5, which we've talked about, and WCAX Channel 3, and sometimes VNY 22, which is our local ABC. You'd be watching TV in the middle of the day or middle of the evening, and you'd see ads in French. They actively sold to clients in Montreal. They're not allowed to do that anymore. Pitch to Chico, draws the walk. Very long time, yep. So you'd be watching TV after school, and then you'd be seeing an ad for something up in Granby. Keegan, by the way, at 196, 8 homers and 32 RBI, and you're trying to figure out what it is they're saying. There is a base hit into right field. Jensen throws it back in. Carrascal goes to third. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Bob Feller, who was 0 for 13 on the year, with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Yeah, Greg, this would have been 70s, and as late as 88 or 89, the NBC station, Channel 5, would run ads for Marineland. And if Mr. King was here, we could all sing the Happiness is Marineland jingle together. Ground ball to Klaus. Over to Mock, and that will do it. Indians threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit, and no errors. They've left on 3. We go to the third, 1-0 Boston. So Menarson 1 for 2 in 56. He had a single. Greg always got a kick out of the factory sleep shop commercials. Catskill game, Marineland, yep. Happiness is Marineland. And Catskill, Game Farm? Now, which one is that? There's Catskill between Albany and New York City. Fly ball, left field, Caffey. So Cup of Coffee hits one to Cup of Coffee, 1 out. For Gene Mock, who singled and scored his first time up. Opening 9 for Feller, 29 pitches, 2 1/3, 2 hits and a strikeout. Jeremiah, the bullfrog, listening in the background, trying to catch his flies for lunch. Mock punches this one into right field in front of Colavito. Avila should have got it, but he left too late. So the third hit for the Red Sox. Here's Klaus, Billy 0 for 1. Mock on first. 1-0 Boston here in the third. Red Sox a game behind the Yankees as we play the games of Saturday, September 15th, 1956. Right center, Colavito will make the catch, and Mock will hold it first. Ted Williams struck out his first time up. Only has 8 more scheduled at bats. We know that's not true. But then again, the Red Sox were out of it by this point, so Ted might have gone fishing. Fly ball popped up, rather. Avila by the bag at second and will make the grab, and that will take care of Boston. No runs, a hit. The Red Sox have left on 2. Bottom 3 here in Cleveland, 1-0 Red Sox. So opening 9 for Menarson. 40 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, and a walk. Joe Caffey singled his first time up. How many home runs do you think William would have? Oh, if he hadn't missed the time for the war, what do you have, 512 or 521? So he misses the better part of 5 years. 680? If you want to go with him hitting 40, well, maybe he hits 700. How you doing, Andy? Right around there. In the left center, Pearsall coming in makes the catch. So if you go with, he missed 5 years, and let's say he averages 35 a year. Did he ever hit 40? So 35, 70, 140, and so at 175. So right around 700. Avila bunted his first time up. Ground ball past Mark into center field. So the third hit for Cleveland. Al Smith is 0 for 1. Throw to first. Avila's back. Bobby can swipe him back. Oh, McCovey for the interest? No, it's Caffey, not Cathay. The other interesting thing is you talk about ballparks and timing that takes away numbers. What about how many home runs did Willie Mays lose when the Giants moved to San Francisco and played in that open-air monstrosity that was Candlestick? It wasn't enclosed till 71. Happy birthday! Tim, how are you? Pitch to Smith. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Teddy. Off the wall. Avila around third. Williams will try to chuck it home. Klaus, they throw him out. Williams with a strike to Klaus, who in one motion threw a bullet to Sammy White, and there's 2 out. I thought he was going to be safe. That's a risk you take, absolutely. Because Williams has an okay arm. So it goes 7-6-2 on the putout. Mealy 0 for 1. Ah, okay. And you pronounce Kathy like Kathy. And then you put on your Everly Brothers MP3 and sing about Kathy's clown. Oh, happy birthday. Colonoscopy prep today. Remember, there's always room for Miralax and Gatorade. Happy birthday. Yeah, Andy's grandkid's having a birthday today, too. Saw that. Mealy 0 for 1. Menarson's pitch struck him out. We've played 3. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 3, 1-0 Boston. You're not doing Miralax and Gatorade. What are you doing, Tim? I'm sorry. Steve made the mistake of telling your doctor about your 50th birthday. Yeah. I had to poop into the thing for my colonoscopy test. It was not fun. They got me on a 6-ounce dose today and a 6-ounce dose tomorrow. Oh, well. You're kind of young for colonoscopy, aren't you? Mickey Vernon had a double and an RBI his first time up. Jensen and Pearsall to follow here in the 4th. 1-0 Boston. Left field, Caffey. 1 out. That's still, you're under 50. Sing happy birthday to Tim in the chat. He turns 46. My brother-in-law, Tim, today turns 45. Jackie Jensen's 0 for 1. How you doing, Mr. Mike? Well, no, you want the runs. That would be the appropriate. Flush it out, push it out, way out. And Jensen draws the walk. Jackie was 0 for 1. Pearsall's 0 for 1. The Yankees in first by a game over Boston and the White Sox. Fly ball, left field. Cafe going back. Makes the catch, and Jensen has to go back. Excuse me. Sneezes. Just at the thought of a colonoscopy. Jensen has 10 steals. He's not going here. Lepsio 2 out. Ted's 0 for 1. Greg had his first one at 49. Grandfather had the colostomy bag. Oh, so that's why 45 instead of 50? Yes, that was one of the things about turning 50 is, would you lie on this table, please? Jeremiah says it was easier to lay out an open heavy-duty garbage bag and let it rip. No way to get that little cup. I've told you the story of my wife having to carry my poop around downtown Burlington. Lepsio for 1. There is a line drive to left field. That will drop in front of Caffey. Smith should have made the play. Jensen will go to third. See, they can catch Caffey napping on the throw, and he just throws it into Chico. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Sammy White. Sammy is 0 for 1. Jensen on third, Lepsio on first. Still, yeah. Thank you. Pitch to White. There's a fly ball left field. Caffey going back and will make the catch, and the Red Sox threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom 4 here in Cleveland. Boston 1, Indians nothing. So here are the standings. The Dodgers all over in the National League. Are they really going to win that league by 20? Yankees a game over Boston, a game and a half over Detroit, 4.5 over Cleveland, and 5 over Chicago. Mickey Mantle on the verge of winning the Triple Crown. Frank Sullivan's going to win the Cy Young. He's won 20. He's the only one with 20 wins. Colavino, Busby, and Carrasquel to face Menarson here in the 4th. Rocky 0 for 1. Fly ball, left center, Williams. Going back, Teddy makes the catch. 1 out. Yeah, imagine my wife's surprise when she opened up the thing for me to be able to use it. And I haven't sat on a toilet in a long, long time. I owed her big for that. Jim Busby 0 for 1. Popped up right side. Vernon makes the catch. 2 out for Carrasquel, who walked his first time up. Cleveland did run away with it in 54. The amazing thing about the Yankees that year, it was the only time that Casey Stengel won 100 games and didn't make the playoffs, or didn't make the World Series. And I think Cleveland greatly underestimated the New York Giants. Kind of like 88 when Gibson hit the home run to beat the A's in Game 1. I think Willie Mays making that catch on Vic Wertz, who's not playing today, just kind of put the whole momentum in New York's favor, and the Indians couldn't recover. Pitch to Carrasquel. Chico draws the walk. What a shame. Jim Hegan singled his first time up. Menarson deals. Right back to Menarson, and that's the side. Put up the glove and made the catch after 4. No runs, no hits, no errors. Red Sox 1, Indians nothing. So Menarson will bat. Again, probably his last inning coming up. He has done yeoman's work, but he's thrown a lot of pitches. That is a base hit in the left field. Caffey cuts it off in the alley, and that's the 5th hit for Boston. Vic is probably on the Ed Sullivan Show. Tonight, we got the Singing Elephants. We have a plate spinning act from Musco. And in our audience, for this really big show, the first baseman from the Cleveland Indians. You know him, you love him, Vic Wirtz. Take a bow, Vic. Opening 18 for Feller. 52 innings, or 52 pitches, 4+ innings, 5 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Gene has singled twice today. He is 2 for 2. How you doing, Aaron? Left field, Caffey will make the catch. And throw it back in. Menarson back to first. 1 out for Klaus. Billy 0 for 2. There is a chopper down to third. Smith only play is to first. And Klaus is out. Menarson thought he was going to get doubled off. Realizes he's on second. And there's no one around. There's 2 out for Ted Williams, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Struck him out. Wow. Williams just kind of slams the bat down halfway home on a drop-dead gorgeous day here in Burlington. Red Sox 1, Indians nothing. Apparently Greg was being serious. 1 run, 5 hits. English is a new language to me. And no errors for Boston. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors for Cleveland. The first and only run of the game came in the first. Mickey Vernon doubled home Gene Mauch to make it 1-0 Boston. So Menarson, who's got probably 1 more inning left in him, 4 hits through 4, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Bob Feller, 5 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Aaron was playing Mafia Old Country. Greg says Vic was actually on stage, introduced as an all-star on the Ed Sullivan Show, and said to Ed, after the series, people will always remember me. Perhaps I should thank Willie for that. That is true. Feller, by the way, 0 for 1. Menarson starts the 5th, right back up the box. Menarson bobbles it, throws to first for the out, 1 away. So 18 batters deep for Rudy. 85 pitches, 4 to third, 4 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Gets 2 more outs, he could get a win here. Joe Caffey 1 for 2. He has singled. Fly ball, right field. Jensen going back. And Jackie makes the catch, 2 out for Avila. Bobby singled and bunted. He's 1 for 1. Again, early start time, but only 1 game because we have stuff going on this afternoon. We'll tell you about next week when we're done with this. Avila right back up the box. Menarson, first base side, throws to Vernon, and that will do. He's throwing a shutout. I really got to pull him. Anyway, after 5, 1-0 Boston. So Vernon, look at the correct side of the screen, Ron. Vernon, Jensen, and Pearsall to face Feller here in the 6th. Mickey has a double and an RBI and the lone run of the ballgame, or drove in the lone run. Feller deals, and that is off the back of the mound. Avila has it, throws to first for the out, 1-0. For Jackie Jensen, Jackie 0 for 1 with a walk. Feller Rubs up the ball, 77 WABC degrees. Winds blowing in from right center at 4 on this gorgeous late summer afternoon in Cleveland, Ohio. Pitch to Jensen, draws the walk. Yeah, good old Mickey Vernon. Did we lose the birthday boy and all the talk of colonoscopies? Jimmy Pearsall 0 for 2. Snap throw down. Did they get Jensen? Yes, they did. Hegan caught Jensen napping, and there's 2 out. And a 1-ball count to Pearsall. So Feller is holding up his end of the bargain. He has pitched quite well. And Pearsall rips one into left field for a hit. The broadcaster's jinx strikes again. Here's Lepsio. Dead 1 for 2 with a single. Hard hit to short. Chico over to Mealy, and that will do. We have played 5.5 here at Cleveland. No runs, a hit, no errors. Red Sox 1, Indians nothing. That's right, Jeremiah. We try to keep everything in perspective, from sperm banks to colonoscopies. Yeah. You guys can come up with that one. So, Greg is rooting for the Tribe. Al Smith 1 for 2. Al has a double. Left field, Williams 1 out. For Mealy was 0 for 2. So Menarson will get a base runner. That's how we'll do it. Right field, Jensen will make the catch. 2 out. For Colavito, who is 0 for 2. There is a line shot to third. Lepsio makes the catch, and Menarson's through 6. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th here in Cleveland. Red Sox 1, Indians nothing. For White, a pinch hitter, so Menarson does his job. He gave you 6. And Gene Mark. Sammy's 0 for 2. So Greg, hedging his bets, picked the Red Sox in the poll, which Cleveland is winning, but is rooting for the Indians. White to the mound. Feller, snap throw, can't make it. Feller makes the error. First base side, he threw it to Mealy, and that just missed everything. Mealy found it away from the bag, and White is on first. So Menarson will come out. Who can hit a Feller? It'll be the normal second baseman, Billy Goodman. Goodman does not have a pinch hit. Overall, 269, 9 triples, and 34 RBI. Feller deals. Right field. Back goes Colavito, and it's gone. Into the seats for a home run, and it's 3-0 Boston. So Goodman, he picked a fine time to hit his first home run. With 4 hungry children and the crops in the field, Colavito turned, couldn't find a handle, and Goodman gave the Red Sox a lead. You picked a fine time to hit your first home run. So a pinch hit home run makes it 3-0 Boston. Here's Mark, who's 2 for 3. There's still nobody out here in the 7th. Gene singled twice and has scored once. Burt Bacharach. Todd B., I wouldn't go back. How did you know about any of this stuff? It's your buddy Tribe fan's birthday today. Tim is 46. But as a present, he gets a visit with the camera tomorrow. There's a ground ball to first. Immediately takes it to the bag for the out. Oh, you don't see that type of coaching on that channel. Yes, that's true. I get that joke. That was good, Mike. You got a good one there. Billy Klaus, 0 for 3. Line drive to Smith, and there's 2 out. I didn't give you Feller's stats. 29 batters deep, 88 pitches, 6 2/3, 7 hits. The home run a moment ago to Goodman. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. All 3 runs. No, 2 of the 3 runs are earned. Here's Teddy. Teddy has struck out twice today. Maybe he'll bring a bat instead of a fishing pole. How you doing? No, you definitely won't hear this on a Fortnite stream. That is, yeah. Todd, that is indeed a crappy birthday present. Pitch to Williams. There's a ground ball to Mealy. Flips it to Feller. Stretch time. 3-0 Boston. Unlike yesterday's Fun Fest, the Red Sox have options in the pen. We'll go with Frank Baumann, the Beau. He does kind of look like that, doesn't he? 23 years old. Aw, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Fly ball pitcher. 0-2, a 5.40 ERA. Making his 17th appearance. Last pitch on July 4th. I said he's had some rest. The Yankee, a 10-9 loss to the Yankees, which he did not help. A third of an inning, 23 pitches, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, and a walk. So Baumann, 23 1/3, 29 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned. He's allowed 3 homers. He's walked 20 and struck out 15. Theoretically, he could finish this one out. Yeah, Todd, we did the poops in the box thing. John Line that could chisel granite. So he stars on a soap opera, too. And you're right, they aren't. And if you have a history of it in the family, it's important to get it done. Busby is 0 for 2. Busby, Carrasquel, and Hegan, and Feller's spot here in the 7th. Baumann starts off the afternoon. A fly ball to left. Teddy's there. 1 out. Carrasquel has walked twice and bunted. I mean, I've been doing the baby aspirin thing since I was 40. Because there was heart disease from my daddy who died at 49 years old. So, yeah, I understand how that goes for precautionary reasons. Pitch to Carrasquel. Struck him out. So 2 away, a 2-2 curve. Got him looking. Here's Hegan. Jim 1 for 2 with a single. Walked him. So 1 on, 2 out for, let's see what they do with Feller, who's 0 for 2. Pitch count wise, he's in great shape, but they're behind 3-0 on the board. And Al Rosen will pinch hit. So the Red Sox get into Cleveland's bullpen. Rosen at 287. 286 is a pinch hitter with 2 RBI. 287, 15 homers, and 77 RBI. Keep waiting for Todd's lighter note here. Line drive, foul, third base side. When I did the Colo Guard thing, Todd, they called me, they sent me emails, they texted me. Like, let's just take the time to do this so we do it right. Greg's uncle passed away at 46. He was a self-made millionaire. What did he do? Walked him. So now the tying run coming up. Yeah, just one. I've got an appointment at 1:30, so I needed to make sure I was done well before then. But you're right, Todd. This would be the doubleheader time slot. Joe Caffey is 1 for 3. He has singled. And he is the tying run. Hegan on second, Rosen on first, 2 out. Snap throw down to first, Rosen back. Ho, ho, ho. Turnabout's fair play. 2 out here in the 7th, 3-0 Boston. And the pitch gets away from White, and everybody moves up 90. So Hegan on third, Rosen on second, Caffey at the plate, and a 2-0 count with Avila on deck. He owned a carpet and drapery business. Okay. Struck him out. Ballman gets out of it. After 7, the Indians threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits. A bunch of walks don't really hurt. After 7, Boston 3, Cleveland nothing. So Bud Daly will come into pitch. Bud is 24, making his 9th appearance. He is 1-0. He does have a save. Fastball at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. Today's George Hendrick's birthday? Daly last pitched against the Red Sox June 11th. In a 4-3 win, he went 2 innings, 23 pitches, a walk and a strikeout. So overall for Bud, 10. I think we used him in one of these games, probably against the Yankees. 10 and a third, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 7. Oh, the Habs and the Expos were some of his clients. That's cool. Sorry he passed away so young. Vernon 1 for 3. Lefty versus lefty. Jensen and Pearsall to follow here in the 8th. Oh. Jean Beliveau really spoke. That's pretty high praise if Jean Beliveau talks at your funeral. Pitch to Vernon. Fly ball center field. Busby 1 out. Jackie Jensen has walked twice and is 0 for 1. Also got picked off. That is incredible. Ground ball to Chico. Long throw to Mealy. And Jensen's out on a bang-banger. 2 out. For Jimmy Pearsall. Jimmy 1 for 3 with a single. Beliveau got a state funeral when he passed away a few years ago in Montreal. Pitch to Pearsall. Struck him out. Daly got the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 8 here in Cleveland. Boston 3, Indians nothing. He ran the business since he was 21. Wow. And it's not Hendrick's birthday yet. What day is George Hendrick's birthday? Or Todd would have had an update on the restraining order. Does he have one on you or you have one on him? You can contemplate that as we talk about Taylor Swift's new album. Speaking of restraining orders, Avila 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. To Mock, 1 out. Line drive, and Gene just moved over and made the catch. Al Smith, 1 for 3. He has a double today. Both. When Mr. Mike, Utah Mike, plays George Hendrick and Strat, Hendrick is a beast. Okay. Pitch to Smith. Fly ball, shallow right. Jensen coming in. Rides a Schwinn, makes the catch. 2 out. For Mealy, who is 0 for 3 with a K. We should. Too bad Judge Wapner isn't around, Todd. We could have resolved this fallout between the two of you on the People's Court. Pitch to Mealy. There's a long grind foul of Klaus, who throws on the run, and Sam is retired. So the Indians go down in order in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th. Red Sox 3, Cleveland nothing. October, he would only be 7. Stop picking on the kids. So Lepsio, White, and Bauman, pitch count-wise, is fine. I think we'll let him hit. Ted, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Line drive to third. Smith is there, 1 out. For Sammy White, Sammy 0 for 3 with a run scored. Daly deals. Ground ball to first. Mealy snap throw to Daly, and Sammy is retired. 2 out. For Bauman, who will hit, he's 0 for 2 on the replay. He has struck out twice. Colavito, Busby, and Carrasquel do up for Cleveland in the bottom of the 9th. George was born on October 18th, so we won't address his birthday on the air. Too close to Todd's birthday. We'll send you both a cake. Fudgy the Whale, an ice cream cake. Jean Beliveau, 1-11, and he was always a good defender. Was it one day? I don't know if it was against Gordie Howe or Bobby Hull. Pitch to Bauman, pops it up, and Hegan did the screen, won't get there, and it's 1-2. And so, anyway, Beliveau got checked in the glass, and the next time that they were on the ice together, I think this is Gordie Howe, but you could read it as Bobby Hull. So they're on the ice together next to each other, and Beliveau turns to whoever Hall of Famer and goes, "I am so disappointed in you." Made the other, larger-than-life figure just feel so small. That's why you didn't do that to Jean Beliveau. The 1-2 to Bauman is a ground ball back to the mound, over to first, and that'll do. We go to the bottom of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Red Sox 3, Indians nothing. So Colavito, Busby, and Carrasquel to face Bauman, looking for his second save. 3 to tie, 4 to win. Righty Jester's favorite baseball player also was Gubaza. Yeah, Mark was a good pitcher. But you got to pronounce it, Greg, Gubaza. No matter how many times we said it was Gubaza, it's Gubaza. Kind of like you're popping open a jar of spaghetti sauce. Rocky is 0 for 3. Yeah, Tim, hopefully it goes well for you. Pitch to Colavito, walked him. So Rocky draws the leadoff walk for Busby, who's 0 for 3 today. Right to Mock, throws to first, and they get Colavito. So they get Rocky napping, 2 out. Last chance saloon, Chico Carrasquel, who has walked twice and struck out. He's 0 for 1. One of Gordie's, he was 1 to 15 intimidation. Oh, no. Yep, he was. Well, you know what a Gordie Howe hat trick is, right? Yeah, let us know, Tim. No pictures, no ultrasound shots. We don't need that. But anyway, here's Chico, last chance saloon. An Italian boxer, yeah. Gubaza. Oh, hey, oh. 2 out. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Williams. That is well hit, but Teddy will make the catch. And the Red Sox shut out the Indians in a big win for Boston. Cinderella, the slipper still fits. 3-0. We could have done this game at noon. 2 hours and 20 fake minutes. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Boston, who move up to 81 and 61. Cleveland, no runs, 4 hits, and error. They leave on 7. The Red Sox leave on 6. Goodman with a pinch hit home run was big. That gave him insurance runs. But we'll give Menarson, who is lone star to 1956, the digital dice MVP. Rigged. Oh, okay there, Philly fan. 6 innings for Menarson, 4 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1, and Bauman got the 9-out save. 3 innings, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Bob Feller, Cinderella, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. A home run, he walked 2 and struck out 2. Daly pitched quite well. 2 innings and a K. What do you call 2 aliens playing basketball? 1-on-1. How many Gordie Howe hat tricks did Gordie have? That sounds like a Tootsie Roll question. So here's the rest of this Saturday in baseball, and then we'll tell you what we're doing next week. Cardinals beat the Giants 3-2. Jim Constantine gets the win 1-0. Serkant takes the loss 1-2. Thompson 2 for 3, hits his 8th and drives in 2. The Tigers, who said this yesterday after getting walloped, the good bats come back in, and boy, they ever for Detroit. Harvey Keene 4 for 5, 2 RBI. Tigers pound out 20 hits, in a 13-1 thumping. Frank Larry gets the win, 15-13. Rip Coleman takes a loss, 2 for 6. Milwaukee singing Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams' favorite song, Too Much, Too Little, Too Late. They beat the Phillies 10-2. Frank Buell 14-8. Biller 7-4. Eddie Matthews smashes his 38, 3 for 3 and 2 RBI. Reds fall to the Pirates 5-0. Bob finally gets a friend, 13-15. Brooks Lawrence falls to 13-10. Dick Groat 2 for 3, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. Dodgers win their 99th. They beat the Cubs 5-1. Don Newcomb 23-7. Kaiser 6-14. Duke Snyder hit his 53rd and drove in 4. Baltimore beat Chicago 10-4. Consuegra 1-0. Keegan 5-11. Gus Triandos hits his 19th, 4 for 5 with 3 RBI. And last but not least, Kansas City beats D.C. 4-2. Burnett 5-7. Camilo Pascual 6-19. Gorman picks up his 5th save. It's only 2? Really? You'd have thought he had a bunch. All right. I think we're with you Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We picked out Baltimore and Detroit. Ugh. Boy, there really isn't that many good options. So we'll have the Orioles and the Tigers for you Wednesday. Red Sox and Yankees are tied for first. Believe it or not. Have I picked out games here? Yankees, Red Sox, that now is huge at Fenway on the 21st. So that would be Wednesday's game. And Cleveland and Detroit, however, the Yankees and the Red Sox could take that spot back. So the 3 games, All-American League. Baltimore, Detroit. Yankees, Red Sox. Yankees, Red Sox, or Cleveland, Detroit. He only fought 26 times. I'm surprised that they would do that. So that's the schedule for next week. We're thinking Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then after that, any meaningful game, probably starting with the games of the 24th. So there you have it. Who's going to play the Dodgers in the World Series? The Red Sox, Yankees, and Tigers are a half game apart. Cleveland and Chicago still within a shout. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Normal time on Monday. Have a good one, everybody. So long.